Hello guys, my name is Anggota Valentino Ginting and I'm from MA4A class, and my description is about shape. In physics and mathematics, the dimension or dimensions of a space or object are informally defined as the minimum number of coordinates needed to determine the points in it. Therefore, a line has dimensions because only one coordinate is needed to define a point one on its surface. A point on the line number 5 surface such as planes or surface of a tube or spray have both dimensions because two coordinates are needed to determine a point on the surface. For example, to determine a point on the surface, you need latitude and longitude. The interior of a cube top or sphere is their dimensional because it takes their coordinates to dream in a point in its space. So there are 3 dimensions, namely 1 dimension, 2 dimension, and 3 dimension, which will be explained as follows. 1. Dimension 1. Dimension 1 is a dimension that only has one dimension element, namely like dimensional object can move freely to the right and to the left. An example is a lamp. 2. Dimension 2. The second dimension is a dimension that has two-dimensional elements, namely the element of length and width. This two-dimensional object can move to the right, left, up, and down. Two-dimensional objects are also often referred to as flat shapes because they are characterized by having an circumference. Examples include rectangles, squares, and triangles. There are several examples or types of two-dimensional objects, namely painting, photo, batik, wave, picture, poster, mosaic, calligraphy. 3. 3 dimensions. The third dimension is a dimension that has 3 elements of length, width, and height. Their dimensional object can move to the right, left, up, down, front, and back. The third dimension is also known as wake-up space. One of the characteristics of their dimensions is that certain objects can be fields because they have volume. Examples include cups, cylinders, studs, and houses. There are several types of objects in 3 dimensions, namely Cubby kits are objects that are shaped like cups and blocks. For example, such a pencil box cabinets, tables, TVs, refrigerators, trash cans, tissue box, and so on. Astigmatis, cylindrical objects are objects that have a shape resembling a cylinder or tube, ellipse. Example of cylindrical objects such glasses, bottles, plates, bowls, teapots, jars, and gas cylinders. Free objects are objects that have irregular shapes such as trees, stones, fruits, and other natural objects. Cones and pyramids. Cones and pyramids have different base shapes, circles and squares, but have the same vertex. Examples such as the dome of the mosque, the funnel, and the trumpet. Round or ball. Round objects are objects with surface shapes such as balls, marbles, and watermelons. Technical. Fourth dimensions. Four dimensions. Dimensions 4 has been applied to the medical world, namely in the use of ultrasound. These 4 dimensions are 3 dimensions that can be penetrated. An other example is that you can see an aqua glass from the outside, which is still full of water. This is your view of the fourth dimension. Through the three dimensions, for the coordinates, the fourth dimension is a line that goes through the x, y, and z axes. Five dimension. This 5 dimension, in my opinions, is a hologram. This hologram is really alive, like real shape in 3 dimension can be touched. We can see the contents of these 3 dimensions from the outside, and we can penetrate his at Bank Indonesia. This has been implemented. If you enter the lobby at BA, you can enter a museum there. In this museum, you can see the flying coins, and it's a 5-dimensional hologram. You can touch it, slide it. Even in this hologram has a feature to see the history of the money. Thank you.